So as the Celtics starting lineup seems to be as clear as day, Celtics fans, of course, want to complicate things, guys. Jimmy, Nick, they want to talk about Al Horford coming off the bench, Gordon Hayward coming off the bench. Please tell me neither one of you are buying into this
Jayson Tatum coming off the bench.
Al Horford coming off the bench is the dumbest thing I have heard yet.
I thought you just scared me for a second. I thought you were going to say something else.
No, but I would potentially consider at the start of the season bringing Hayward off the bench.
Why?
Because the Celtics played so well without him last year, and I think
not by choice.
No, but they did. I know not by choice.
Well,
dude.
You don't know how good they could be with him, though. Don't you want to find out?
I say you ease him into the lineup.
That's what the preseason's for.
Agreed.
That's
and
what
training
camp
camp
plays on preseason.
Yeah. That's what training camp's for.
This guy's been itching to
He's
get back
not
on the
going
court.
to be right until close to the playoffs.
Whoa.
Absolutely
Nick,
bananas take.
That's not true.
First of all,
go ahead. You go first.
First of all, you want your best players to get experience playing with each other on the court right off the bat. When the ball's tipped
what does
up in
Brad
the air.
Stevens always say? It's not who starts the game; it's who finishes.
Sure,
the game.
it's about matchups and everything as well. But you still want your best players in the game to play the most amount of minutes overall. It doesn't matter necessarily. Sure, if it's the first 5 minutes or last 5 minutes, yeah, I get it. But I think you want your best players in there. Kyrie is obviously a starter. With Hayward, a healthy Hayward is a starter.
The whole point of the sixth man is that he can play with the starting lineup, but he doesn't have to.
But he's not a
and the
sixth man.
Celtics
Hayward isn't a sixth man.
But the Celtics proved last year that he can be a sixth man while he is working himself back into rhythm.
Who proved that?
The Celtics. Oh, Hayward was injured, Jimmy.
Right.
So they played extremely
now he's
well,
not.
did they
And
not?
Now he's not. So he goes
Did
back
they
in the
not
starting
play
lineup.
well?
What's your take?
Okay, so listen, I get it. You want him to get his reps, though. You don't want him to get, like, if you want to limit his minutes, that's one thing. But you have to have him starting. You want that starting five to be as strong, rock solid as possible by the end of the season, heading into the playoffs. And I think it's so important for him to get in as much as he can with those guys, with the rest of the four.
Yeah, and Brad Stevens, he does care about matchups, and I'm sure that will dictate certain lineups at certain points in the season. And then you've got a long season, so maybe you want to limit minutes here and there. But I think that's more to do with, like, when Baines goes in and out of a lineup. That's more matchup-wise than a guy like Hayward, who is pretty underrated on the defensive side of things, too. I know that, like, Jaylen Brown's a strong defender, and there's...
Listen, I'm not saying he is I love Gordon Hayward.
Sure.
I think he's the best overall player on the team. I'm just saying, if you're going to put... We know Brown is the guy who's going to the bench, right?
No.
Who is?
See, I don't think any of those guys are going to the bench.
Why are any of them going to the bench?
I think Hayward...
So Horford's going to shift to the 5 and play
exactly.
center all
Tatum gets the
season.
4.
I think there will be points
Jaylen
where
Brown at the
they'll
wing.
mix and match them, but I think at the end of the year, your most popular starting lineup is going to be the 5 guys that we all think should be in the starting lineup. Right. Now, there has been some talk. Jayson Tatum recently said that he would be willing to go to the bench because apparently that's just a topic. So Jayson Tatum's willing to go to the bench, because he's all about the team, and all that stuff.
Love it.
That makes a little bit more sense just when you think about he's a younger guy. That's pretty much the only reason I can think of it. You don't want to put too much wear and tear on him early on. He had, the playoffs, he was kind of hit hot and cold, whether it was home and away. So I can see him going in and out of different lineups, but I don't think that's something that you want to consistently.
The way I'm looking at it, Josue, is it was between Horford and Hayward, the way the takes were going on crazy Twitter, whatever Twitter's called these days.
Those two guys were the ones that were
I am not putting Al Horford on the bench. That's stupid.
Agreed.
That's
I
dumb.
agree with that.
It's dumb.
And then when it comes to Tatum, I think Tatum has a chance to be the second option in this offense.
No, I
mean,
agree.
not even a chance. I think that's going to happen.
I think it's going to happen.
So I think someone like Hayward is a perfect third option, and Kyrie's number 1, obviously.
Kyrie's number 1.
So
so
Hayward's
him
third.
above
I
Hayward.
put Tatum above. Yeah,
I would too.
I do. And I think he's that talented. He's got the reps.
We've shown it. I mean, Tatum has shown it. I mean, he could drop fouls. I mean, he's just not saying that Hayward can't, but Hayward's going to need time, boys.
I think when people start to talk about moving certain guys to the bench, it's not to be seen as a demotion. Like, no one's saying Horford should go to the bench because he's not good enough to start. They're saying, well, he's so good that he can play with just about anybody and make everybody better, that having him come in midway through the first quarter or whatever it is with player X, maybe it's Marcus Smart, and sort of just like shotgun, sort of like hitting their second unit, hitting the opposing team's second unit hard.
Yeah.
Well, sure.
The Vinnie Johnson effect.
Yeah, the James Posey effect. That's kind of the idea behind it, but I do think it comes to a point where you're overanalyzing things. You're thinking too much.
August,
You're
Jimmy.
trying to complicate matters. And, you're trying to find things to maybe talk about.
Well, Celtics fans, enjoy this starting 5 because when's the last time we've seen it this strong? I mean, that's my point. Let us know what you think in the comment section. React to this. Who goes to the bench? What's your projected starting 5 for opening night? I know it's only August, Nick, but that's what we're doing around here for CLNS Media.